Okay, this is my first official YouTube video, and I thought, why not do, give me a second. Okay, everything I wish I knew before I went to high school. Let's get it. Okay, so to start off, like, you might have this really big group of friends when you're in middle school, but when you step into high school, that group is most likely not gonna make it unless you're like really close and tight knit, because you have so many different schedules. Like, you're not gonna have classes with most of your friends, and there's different lunches too. So it's really hard to see that same group of friends like every day like you're used to. So you just gotta know that you're gonna expand and you're gonna have different friends and meet different people, and that's totally okay. Okay, next is don't get caught up in all of the drama that's like around you. I go to like a somewhat small school, and that's all we talk about, which is drama, and it's like so draining. And most of it is about boy drama and like, oh, I like this guy, but she also likes this guy, and blah blah blah. And that's just too much. The drama is just too much, and you should really be focusing on school, especially that first year of high school. People think it's just, oh, it's freshman year, it's whatever. But no, honestly, that's the year you need to start taking your life seriously and not get caught up in all of the boyfriends and the girlfriends and all of this drama. Because yes, it is nice to have a significant other, but you have to learn how to balance. Because personally, when I started dating my now ex, I started like prioritizing him over my schoolwork, and it just did not, I did not balance that well. And you just got to learn how to, yes, have a social life and hang out and do all of this fun stuff, but also getting good grades and focusing on your school life as well. Okay, next, don't let social media mess with your self-esteem, and remember that people post little highlights of their life and not the reality of their life. Like, you're literally seeing 10 to 30 seconds of someone's life, and you're saying, oh, I want to be like that person, oh, I want to dress like that person, I want to have their stuff. And yeah, it's okay to like um for them to be like your idol, but that shouldn't just like be your whole life, just comparing yourself to people's 10-second clips on TikTok or Instagram. Like, you got to remember that, and you need to remember to take care of your mental health. That's really big in high school because it's a lot. Okay, so now talking about the first day of school, because it's really scary walking into a brand new big high school when you're just a scary, timid freshman. And I'm gonna tell you my story to hopefully make it less traumatizing. It's a little embarrassing for me, but that's okay. So this is 2 years ago, my freshman year. 2 years ago, yeah, because I'm going into my junior year. I walked into high school. My high school was really, really big. And my first class was graphic design. So I automatically knew where that classroom is. So I like just walked. Okay, backward. I don't know. Okay, so I got to school like right when the doors opened. But that doesn't mean classes start. So right when the doors open, everyone is in the cafeteria, and I didn't really know anyone. So I was just like standing in the corner looking like so scared, which I would not personally do. I would introduce myself to people and try to talk to the people I did know from middle school. But again, the cafeteria was so big, and I wasn't just gonna walk around like, just staring at people. So I just like was in the corner for the first 10 minutes, and then I walked to my first classroom, which was graphic design, and everything was good. I sat in a chair next to someone I did recognize from middle school, and then this guy sat next to me. He came like later, but Then it was time for the Pledge of Allegiance. And we didn't really do this in middle school. Actually, yes we did. But the teacher was like, everyone stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance. And I stood up. I was the only person to stand up and put my hand on my chest. I didn't say it. And literally everyone was just staring at me and snickering in the back. And I was just like, oh my God. That was so embarrassing. And then the teacher was like, oh, you gotta respect people, and oh, you can't just laugh. Like, you literally told us to stand up. And I was the only person to stand up during the Pledge of Allegiance. And that was so scary. For my first day, that was not a good first impression. But the rest of the day, it was like smooth sailing for the most part. I didn't really have classes with any of my friends, but I did meet new people, which is a plus in high school. You gotta remember when you're meeting these new people and these new friends that you gotta be yourself, because the right people and the right friends will come to you, and you don't have to like just search for the bad people. Because I will admit that this past year, I had this really big friend group, and yeah, it's cool, and yeah, but it's just like, I realized that what we talk about, I don't really want to talk about, because we only talk about drama really, or boys. And yeah, that's cool and stuff, but that's not what the world revolves around, you know? And I don't feel comfortable being my true self. So this year, for like my goals, I'm trying to find people that I can like actually express my true self and not be called annoying, or, you know, just like as a joke. Yeah. Okay, next. You gotta put yourself out there. I've been saying about the friends thing because you gotta have friends in high school. Otherwise, you will not survive, you know? So you gotta join those clubs and organizations. The first day they might be put on a bulletin board or on the school news. Like, that's where you can find your people. If you find a club that you're interested in, like environmental club or beta club or debate club, you can find your group of people there. And I feel like that's really important as well. And since high school is so like, it's like so fast paced, you gotta, if you need help, you gotta ask for help, and you gotta raise your hand and not be afraid to, because it's not middle school, it's not elementary school anymore. And it's really important that you get help, you get a tutor if you really need one. And you cannot be afraid to make mistakes, because that's how you grow. But yeah, I think that is good for part 1. Let me know if you want a part 2. I might post a story time on, actually, you'll see. But this is my first YouTube video, and I want to start posting more because I love talking. So yeah, I got a little like sunburn, but have a great day. And if your school is starting soon, like mine is in a couple of weeks, good luck. You got this, and you're gonna have a great school year.